called Carli's Angels. I started Carli's Angels to be a loud, positive voice for hydrocephalus patients and families everywhere. I want to lend my voice as someone living with hydrocephalus to help raise awareness for hydrocephalus and to help find a cure. Hydrocephalus is a terrible condition. There are a lot of horrible facts I could share. I could tell you how many people in the U.S. have hydrocephalus, a lot. I could tell you how much hydrocephalus treatment costs this country alone, which is also a lot. I could even tell you how much funding is provided for research into a cure or better treatments. Sadly, this is not a lot. One fact I do want to share is this: there is no cure for hydrocephalus. Unless we act and a cure is developed, I, as well as many others, will have hydrocephalus for the rest of our lives. But instead of boring you with a bunch of facts, I'm going to tell you my story. I want to give you a sense of what it's like to live with hydrocephalus, what it's like for my family, and how the story of it. Hydrocephalus not only affects the patient, it affects the whole family and all their loved ones. I was diagnosed at approximately 5 months with hydrocephalus caused by accidental stenosis. I had my first brain surgery at just 5 months old. This surgery was to insert a mechanical medical device called a shunt through my brain and into my ventricles. Yes, it does go through the brain. I had my second brain surgery just days later due to a shunt malfunction. 2 months later in July, I had 2 more surgeries to revise my shunt, again due to malfunction. For those of you that are parents or want to be parents, I want you to close your eyes and imagine, God forbid, your child is having brain surgery. Think for a second about carrying your 5-month-old child into an operating room filled with doctors, nurses, wires, lights, and medical equipment. Having to leave your child on the operating room tables, knowing they are about to have brain surgery, knowing all too well how risky this type of surgery can be. Well, my father has had to do this many times. Imagine you and your family sitting in the hospital just waiting to hear from the operating room or from the doctor. Scary to imagine this happening to you or one of your loved ones. Now you can open your eyes. My shunt keeps me alive and functioning. Without my shunt, I would likely die in a matter of months, weeks, maybe days. My shunt system includes several pieces: a catheter that goes through my brain and rests in my ventricles, a tube connecting this catheter to a valve system. This valve system helps to regulate the cerebral spinal fluid in my brain. This helps to regulate the pressure on and inside my brain. This valve system is connected to another tube that drains the fluid to my heart where it can be absorbed. My shunt used to drain into my stomach cavity like most shunts, but I had complications with this location, so the doctors moved it to my heart. Please take a minute and think about this. I have a catheter that goes through my brain, and I have a tube that drains into my heart. My hydrocephalus treatment touches the 2 most vital organs. Did you know the shunt has the highest failure rate of any medical device? Over 50% will fail in the first 2 years, and a shunt is the primary treatment option for hydrocephalus. We need your help to change the course of hydrocephalus treatment, which is brain surgery. The most dangerous part of the surgery is placing a catheter into the ventricles. This catheter has to be placed through the brain in order to get to the ventricles. As you might imagine, placing a catheter through the brain tissue is very risky. I have had this catheter replaced many times. In total, I've had over 60 surgeries, related to my hydrocephalus, and I consider myself one of the fortunate ones. It is important to note that my surgeries were all because something was wrong and I was in a great deal of pain. Thankfully, most of my surgeries have been without complications, but not all. How does hydrocephalus affect my day-to-day life? I have spent weeks at a time in a hospital bed fighting off shunt infections, not even being allowed to leave the hospital area I was in for risk of additional infections. After a week of being inside, I had to beg the doctors and staff to allow me to leave the floor and visit the gardens on the first floor for only 10 minutes. I have spent weeks at home with a PICC line, hanging bags of antibiotics to fight off further infections. Not allowed to go outside and play for risk of more infections or damaging the PICC line. Keep in mind, the risk of infection is not like other surgeries. If I get a post-op infection, there is a good chance it goes directly to my brain, and if not caught in time, it could have severe damage. I've seen what a shunt infection that goes to the brain can do to a child, and it's tragic. I suffer from routine headaches, some are very severe, Doctors have determined my headaches are likely caused by the repeated trauma from brain surgeries. I have tried a number of medications with no luck. Unrelated surgery left me unable to walk properly. I had endured months of physical therapy just to relearn how to walk correctly. Just a few years back, I had one surgery that left a large air bubble in my ventricle. This blocked the flow of fluid from my brain, and within hours I was in a coma, being rushed for a CT scan and ultimately having a procedure in the ICU to remove the air bubble. I don't remember much of this event, but my parents and doctors were terrified by what they witnessed. My surgeon at my post-op appointment even said to me, "Can I hug you? You scared me. I didn't think you were going to make it." Imagine that. Over the course of my 16 years and 60-plus surgeries, I have missed countless days of school. I have had to work harder than my peers just to keep up with my studies. I have spent many weekends and vacations making up work. Last year alone, I missed over 45 days of school due to hydrocephalus and related surgeries. I missed so much school, I had to complete 2 classes during this past summer. My family and I had until our went to summer vacation because I had schoolwork to make up. I can tell you my little brother was not very happy with me. Speaking of vacations, do you know how we plan vacations with my family? We pick a location, and before any plans are made, we speak to my neurosurgeons. Why do we speak to them? To find out where the nearest qualified hospital is. We ask them for recommendations regarding doctors as well. In other words, what do we do if I have a shunt malfunction while on vacation? Once we have the name of a good hospital and surgeons, then we book our trip. This planning was very helpful in July of 1998. We were driving from Florida to meet family for a vacation in New Jersey. Our routine summer vacation on the beach. Crossing the Delaware Memorial Bridge, we started to show signs of a shunt malfunction. I was vomiting and nearly in a coma. My parents, using the information my doctors had given us, headed to NYU in Manhattan, where I was operated on for the 4th time in less than 2 months. Needless to say, that vacation was not too fun for my family. Missing so much school brings a number of social challenges. I oftentimes feel isolated from my classmates and friends for weeks at a time. I lose many opportunities to bond with friends at football games and other social activities. When I go back to school, I am usually missing some of my hair while I preparing to shave during surgery. Thankfully, my main neurosurgeon has a daughter my age and does his best to limit the hair that is shaved. I oftentimes will still have bandages over my incisions when I go back to school. When trying to explain why I miss school, I often get blank stares and asked if what I have is contagious. For the record, hydrocephalus is not contagious. I missed out on a great deal because of my hydrocephalus. In elementary school, I played volleyball. I was hoping to play in high school. A few days before tryouts, I was in the hospital having yet another brain surgery. Needless to say, I didn't get a chance to try out for the team. Birthdays. Have you ever celebrated a birthday in the hospital? I have. It's not fun. Last year, I was in the hospital on my brother's birthday having another surgery. My father stayed in the hospital with me and was not able to celebrate his birthday with me. I've had missed class trips because I was in the hospital or home recovering from surgeries, trips that my friends and I were looking forward to. My parents have missed countless days of work sitting by my bedside, keeping me company. My mother even lost one of her jobs because she could not be at her desk on a regular basis. Why am I here, and why am I so passionate about advocating for hydrocephalus? I choose to be an active voice because of people like Mason Akasile. Do you know his name? You should. He was a handsome 2-year-old little boy from Staten Island, New York, who was loved by many. Sadly, he died in July due to complications from hydrocephalus. He is no longer with us, and all because of a condition that too many people have never heard of. Children die from this condition. Children in the U.S., the greatest country on earth, die of hydrocephalus. I am here to put an end to hydrocephalus. I am here so that someday we can live without fear of a headache. Headaches are not just headaches when you have hydrocephalus. They are a potential life-threatening shunt malfunction. I am here so that someday we can live without the need for brain surgery. I am here so that someday we can live without the fear of dying. I am here so that one day my hydro friends and I won't have to miss out on birthdays, holidays, volleyball games, and just being a kid. I am here most of all for all friends and fellow Hydro heroes like Cole, Brayden, Allie, Isaiah, Adrian, Jeffrey, Maddie, Madeline, and Carly. And the list goes on and on. I am here for the parents and loved ones who have tirelessly to care for Hydro heroes everywhere, who routinely sleep in hospital chairs, routinely miss work, and routinely sacrifice vacations and free time, who routinely love unconditionally. I am here to ask this group to lend their voices to help further advances towards a better treatment and one day a cure. I believe there will be a cure. I know this group can help. I am honored to be here, and I thank you for your time today.
That was beautiful, Carla. Thank you very much. Our next speaker is a woman from Chicago, Louis Tavallion, who's going to share her experience